Welcome to the Create with Katrina Julia show by Fit Life Creation, where we talk all the things on wellness, faith, marketing, business, and travel to create a life and business you love. I've been there, friend. I've walked from fear to faith, self-hate to love, corporate to calling, and bondage to freedom, along with transformation in every area of my life. I'm right here with you, walking along on my own path to creating. So tune in so that you learn how to create a life and business you love, hands-on. Let's create it. Welcome to my Creator Snapshots and a series on 2 to 7 minute segments where I share or other creators share on faith, wellness, money, marketing, business, and our travel and tips on how to create it. I am so excited to welcome Sandra Nemoto, who I connected with via PodcastGuests.com. She is an Asian Canadian, spiritual, health conscious vegan, and she is a writer and a wife on a mission to empower others to make small, meaningful decisions and actions that will help make the world a better place. So let's create it with her snapshot on marketing and launching her vegan marketing success book.
Hi, I'm Sandra Nemoto, also known as the Content Doctor, and in this CREATEIT episode, I'm going to share how I created the world's first vegan marketing book, Vegan Marketing Success Stories, in 2022. So I came up with the idea for this book in the summer of 2021. I Googled to see if there were any books about this topic, and none existed. The closest thing was a book published in 2016 called Vegan Ventures, which is about how to run a vegan business. So every time I see a gap in the market when there is one, I know that I have to fill it. So I had a budget of about $10,000 that I figured I would use to self-publish this book. I did consider going the traditional route, but wasn't really feeling working with a vegan book publisher. So at the end of September 2021, I started sending out requests for marketing stories to a list of vegan businesses. Now, initially, I figured if I had a list of 200, I would get maybe 50 case studies. That list ended up extending to almost 280 companies. And in return, I got 47 case studies. So just under the 50 that I was hoping for. While waiting for the stories to come in by email, I also decided to take a self-paced program about how to publish a nonfiction book, because even though this is my second book, I really wanted to make sure I was doing it properly. So I took this program, which came with some book coaching, which was great. And as the stories started coming in from about October to the beginning of January 2022, I started writing the book. So I had 47 contributors, but I wanted to fill in the gaps in my book and have at least one example of a vegan business for every marketing tactic that I talked about. So I did some more research and added another few dozen or so examples of vegan businesses and got their permission to use those examples. So in the end, there are about 80 companies with examples, marketing examples in my book, and about 100 in total if you count up all of the companies that are mentioned. So the book was finished at the beginning of January 2022. And from there, I started the beta reading period. So I had a number of contributors who were willing to beta read the book and a couple of other very kind folks to provide their feedback after reading the first draft of the manuscript. And from there, I hired an editor, and it took her about a month to go through the manuscript and edit it. And after that period, I formatted my own paperback and ebook. Coincidentally, I was sick during this time with COVID, so it gave me some work to do. And after that period, I hired a cover designer. I should also mention that everybody involved in the book is vegan, and that was really important to me, not only to have a vegan book, but have everybody involved be a part of the movement as well. So as my cover was being designed, I created my own trailer and hired a local vegan musician and licensed his song for the trailer. And then I hired a vegan narrator to narrate the audio version of the book. And we both figured out that to create an audiobook, you also need some help with sound engineering because the files have to be a certain way before you can upload them to Audible. So I got the help of a sound engineer who had recently had me on his podcast during the marketing period. And that was really convenient. In the summer of 2022, I decided to hire a marketing strategist. Initially, I was going to hire a publicist, but because I have a public relations background and I really needed help with my content marketing strategy, I'm really glad that I decided to invest in a marketing strategist instead. And then I did my own media outreach campaign. So I had the strategy in hand in July. And then starting in August, I started my content marketing strategy for the ebook, which launched in September 2022. And for the paperback and audio versions, which launched November 1st, World Vegan Day. So my content marketing strategy lasted 4.5 months. It's the most that I've ever spent content marketing anything. So yeah, this was a major project for me and it paid off. So in early November, I had 2 retailers in my area where I am host book signings. And I was invited to also speak at a meetup in December and sell my books as well. So anywhere where I've been invited to either talk about my book or sell books, I've accepted because that's what you have to do as an author. And I've been on several podcasts to promote the book. So my top 3 tips on creating a book is number 1, choose whether you're going to go the traditional or the self-publishing route. That's really important because that'll depend on all of the steps that you take afterwards. My tip number 2, if you do decide to self-publish your book, definitely have a team around you because you can't do it all yourself, but it's really difficult to. And in the end, the product might not be as high quality as it would be if you hired professionals. And tip number 3 is be prepared to market your book, because if nobody knows about your book, nobody is going to be able to read it. Anybody can put a book up online, but you have to market it properly so that people know to read it. For more information on my book, Vegan Marketing Success Stories, please visit my website at sandranomoto.com.
Hey, you guys, I absolutely love Anchor. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Not to mention, it is free. I've used Anchor for over a year now. I've been podcasting for over 3 years, produced over 400 shows, and I can definitely say I cannot see myself going anywhere else. Anchor distributes your show for you so that it can be heard on Spotify, on Apple, on Stitcher, and more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listeners. So that is also something that is totally different and that I did not experience before. There's tools that are built in that literally make it like podcasting for dummies. You can, not that you're a dummy, you're not a dummy, I'm not a dummy, none of us are dummies, but I just think of those books like Such and Such Thing Right for Dummies. You can record, edit your show right from your phone, right from your computer. And you can even add any song from Spotify directly into your episodes. It's truly limitless possibilities for what you may create, whether it's music, your own show, or something the world's never, ever heard of before. And not to mention, you guys, definitely go and download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And keep in mind that when podcasting or starting your show, some things that I've learned to create your own show is that you definitely want to be yourself and share things that you're passionate about. Like I share about faith, wellness, business, and travel, and it's 100% me. So what are you waiting for? Go create it, your own show with Anchor now. So how are you loving the creator snapshots? If you are a creator and you would love to submit a snapshot with tips on faith, wellness, money, marketing, business, and or travel, then check out in the show notes the form to submit for your creator snapshot for us to consider yours, as well as even more opportunities to collaborate in our CREATEIT community. Chats on faith, wellness, money, marketing, business, and travel, so you create a life and business haven't already. Head on over to the blog, the podcast, and the freebies to jumpstart your transformation. If you're ready to dive into the online courses, the live events, or the retreat, and if you want to create with our community on an even deeper level, definitely check out our internships, our influencer collaborations, management, and brand engagements. Let's create it.